Hi, this is the Clockwork vlog team coming to you today from our headquarters in Austin, Texas, where we have Marshall Smith, VP of Industry Solutions, to answer some questions. I'm just going to jump in, Marshall. What are the biggest challenges our clients face, in your opinion, from both a data scientist viewpoint and from the viewpoint of an industry professional like an asset manager?
Well, our clients own, maintain, and operate fleets or fleets of capital-intensive equipment. And those assets are the revenue generators for their business. So maximizing their performance while controlling the costs of operations is critical for them in order to maximize profits. The asset manager is ultimately responsible for managing those assets to that profit margin. And he has many challenges today in that realm. And first and foremost is managing the uptime of that asset and controlling the costs of that operation. He has to deal with some very difficult things like repair parts, critical spare parts planning, preventive maintenance and maintenance downtime like overhauls, which take time away from the operation of the asset, as well as being able to effectively and efficiently manage unplanned downtime. And so the expense, for example, the expense of a critical spare in the industries that we work in, and its long lead time, sometimes 18 months to 2.5 years, doesn't give that asset manager a very large margin of error. He needs to have the ability to see in advance these events coming that will help him have the parts on hand that he needs. Now, carrying those parts unnecessarily is a huge expense, which will cut into profit margins. So that's the balancing act that he really has to maintain. Accurate and comprehensive predictive analytics around those assets is a critical tool that provides invaluable insight to the asset manager today in making those decisions about future operations, spares planning, and maintenance strategies in order to maximize the uptime of those revenue generating assets and minimize the cost, or at least control the cost in order to maximize the margin for the business. The data scientist has a little bit different challenge. They supply the decision support to the asset managers and their management in order to make the optimal decisions for the company moving forward in operating of those assets. Their challenges are in two parts. One lies in data, and the other in tools for analyzing the data. What we found with our clients is that they have more data than they believe they have. Typically, they have enough data to do ongoing predictive analytics at a very high fidelity and make very good decisions that support very good decision making for their company moving forward. The data lies within their enterprise and within their personnel. The problem comes in extracting that data, collecting that data, and assimilating it for use in accurate predictive analytics. The second challenge for the data scientist is the tools that he brings to bear on predictive analytics. Traditional methods have been deterministic in nature and oversimplifying, and so they don't lend themselves well. It's well known they don't lend themselves well to accurate future predictions of performance of the system, spares needs, demands that the system is creating that the asset is creating on the system rather. And so it's difficult to get a clear picture of when you will need spare parts, what quantity will you need in the future. So the data scientist needs to be able to arm himself with predictive analytics that are more comprehensive in nature, higher fidelity, and more accurate in predicting the future operations of the assets, the revenue generating assets. And those tools should be able to be used on an ongoing basis to support the asset manager and his management in the decision process that will ultimately optimize or maximize the performance of the revenue generating asset while controlling or minimizing the cost to do so, and therefore maximizing the profit margin for the company itself.